me here on Christmas Clatter, making his Christmas Clatter debut, is Cory Breth, who has a new Christmas album called I Love Spending Christmas with You. It's available now wherever you love to stream your music. And it's a great singer-songwriter with a little bit of pop in it and some really fantastic guitar playing too. Cory, thanks so much for being on Christmas Clatter.
Todd, it's great to be on. Thank you so much, man.
Oh man, I listened to some of these songs and I was like, man, this guy's cool. I need to talk to him. And
This is great.
yeah, and I really enjoyed it. I love the almost like singer songwriter approach that you take to it. But
Right.
it's kind of that kind of gets lost in Christmas music, and things.
Sure.
I love that. I love that approach.
One of the things we wanted to do with this album was to make it feel like you're sliding a Christmas card across the table to somebody, make it feel really personal and intimate.
Yeah.
And so singer-songwriter is kind of that direction that we took, which I'm glad that came through for you.
Yeah, it sure did. And I don't like to do like a sounds like. I hate doing it sounds like. I do a vibe, it kind of gives.
Yeah, right.
I got that singer-songwriter, like James Taylor-ish vibe,
Oh, cool.
And
That's great.
I really enjoyed it, and it's really good. Man, was that all you on the acoustic guitar? Because that's some good guitar playing.
No, so I ended up hiring lots of professionals. One in particular, his name is Wade Winrick, and he's based in Nashville, and he made it magic, man.
Yeah.
He made the whole album sound so good. So sadly, I did not play. I've played on other recordings, my other stuff that I have out. But yeah, this was a specific project that a bunch of professionals, laid tracks down for me. So
yeah. Oh,
it's great.
That's okay too, because I've been in that place. I've played in bands and stuff before, and I've been playing bass for more years.
Oh man,
than I care to count. And I remember a guy. There was this guy that kind of mentored me, and he could take like a 2x4 and some strings and make it sound amazing.
Man.
It's just when the people have that ability and that talent, it doesn't matter. They're just going to shine no matter what. And it's infuriating and awe-inspiring at the same time.
Right at the same time, yes.
Yeah.
I was thinking that. I love to watch them, but I'm also like, how in the world are you that good? Because I know some people like that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, he used to try to teach me stuff, and he'd show me something, and I'm like, okay, you're gonna have to slow that down so I can see it a little bit better. He'd slow it down for about 4 notes, and then it's like he couldn't. And a lot of times he didn't even know what notes he was hitting. And like, what are you playing there? And he's like, I don't really know. And he'd have to look and count it out and see what he's like, oh, that's a E flat, So
right.
Yeah. Well, someone doesn't just wake up one day and decide to write a couple original Christmas albums and record a Christmas record. So tell us about the beginning of this album and what kind of inspired you to do it.
Well, going back to 2010, it's kind of funny because Christmas music is really how I got my recording artist start. So in 2010, I was asked to record a song for a charity album. I was in college, and I didn't really have a way to record. And so I went back to my hometown. I knew this guy had a studio in his basement. His name's Cory Hall. And we actually worked at a grocery store together for a couple of years in high school, and we didn't really know each other that well. But basically, we started working together on this Christmas song for this album. And after we recorded that song, he said, "What do you want to do with your music?" And I was like, "I want to record songs. I want to write songs and record them." And so we spent the entire year recording, writing, playing out. We played like 16 shows out. So that was really the start of my music career. And at the end of that year, we recorded a 6-song Christmas album that has since been taken down because I was sick when I recorded the vocals. So I recorded the vocals. I had like a cold or something, but we put it out anyway. And then a year later, I was like, man, I'm just not happy with those vocals.
Yeah.
So I took it down, and ever since then, I've had this like dark cloud hanging over me. Like, you got to record a Christmas album again.
Yeah.
And I play a lot of Christmas events and private parties, and it seems like almost every year I'm like, man, I wish I would have recorded a Christmas album this year. I love Christmas music. What am I doing?
Uh-huh.
And um, and then it was like, okay, it's going to be 10 years since I recorded the Christmas album and took it down. I need to do it again. And so I released a big record in 2020, big as in 13 songs. And so I felt like, a year and a couple months later, that would feel right to do another album. So it was just perfect timing. And I love Christmas albums. I love Christmas music, songs, and usually I'm not ahead of it. Usually it's like, shoot, it's getting cold. I better get on this project, because I gig out a lot. I play a lot of shows around the year.
Uh-huh.
And so it's hard to kind of get ahead of the Christmas season. But this year I started in April.
Yep.
I wrote the title track in April, and that was like, the ball is roll.
Yeah.
Let's do more. Let's make it a whole project. So
Yeah,
that's kind of the whole deal there.
yeah. Well, all the great Christmas songs seem to be always written in the summertime anyway.
Yeah,
so.
it was bizarre. Like I love Christmas. I can't say that I'm anywhere near your level, because you have a podcast with Christmas in the title, which is amazing. I was so glad to find this podcast. I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. And I can't wait to talk to this guy, but I'm kind of out of my league, Todd. I'm going to be honest. I love Christmas, but you're the expert here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I understand. It's kind of it's that way with any kind of fandom, whether it be sports or music or
Right.
pop culture. But there's always room around the Christmas tree for everybody. So
yeah,
and,
sure.
But yeah, I like that idea that you had of sliding the Christmas card across the table, because this album really does have that feel to it. Before we move on, let's let everybody have a listen here. Here's just a little bit of the intro to "Let It Snow." I didn't pull out. Usually, I pull out something out of the middle of a song, but people are familiar with this song, and I really like the intro, and I think it just has a good overview of what people can expect, from the album in a familiar song. So here's just a little bit of "Let It Snow."
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful.
Yeah, I really love that intro. Is that like a second? Is that like a second guitar in the background being percussive?
Yeah, kind of chunking along. Yeah, I love that, man.
Yeah, I do love that. I love that a lot. That's so cool. So kind of,
and the chorus on that song.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
It's kind of got that cool, like, retro early country vibe when they would like put the dollar bill in the, because they weren't using drums in country music at the time for stupid reasons, and so they put the crisp dollar bill between the strings to kind of give it a snare sound. And
love that.
Yeah,
love that.
It gave me that kind of vibe to it, which I just love.
Cool.
But yeah, it's hopefully people, when they heard that, kind of understood what we were talking about. So you tackled "Let It Snow," which is, I call that one of the big time players of
definitely
Christmas music. You also tackle like "Silver Bells" and "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree" and "White Christmas." It's like you were not afraid to tackle some of the big ones, some of the headliners of Christmas.
That's very true. I haven't really thought of it that way, and now I'm kind of scared. I just love those songs so much, and I was combing through all the as many Christmas songs as I could. Like, which ones are we going to do? Right. And I just wanted to pick, almost like, in my mind, what were the Christmas classics? Exactly what you just said. Kind of the headliners, the big songs. Just because I love those songs. Right. It's like it's hard to pick the underground ones when those ones they're timeless and classic for a reason. And so I didn't really think like, man, I'm tackling these beasts, but I was just excited to kind of put my own spin on them.
Yeah. Well, you did well. You did well. A lot of people tackle them and fall.
Awesome.
I'm really glad to see you do "Silver Bells," because that's one I feel that kind of gets, even though it's a very recognizable Christmas song and people know it well. It is kind of one that doesn't seem to get covered as much anymore, and
Right.
I really love that song and the melodies in it and the message in it, and it's just so I was really glad to see that on there because, like I said, even though it's one of
Awesome.
the big headliner type songs, it may be a little bit left out in the cold sometimes compared to some of the other
Right.
ones, but
I went with that one for two reasons. One, I remember decorating the Christmas tree with my mom,
yeah,
and I remember that song playing, and I really love. I kind of accessed my childhood when I was trying to pick these songs out,
yeah,
And then the second reason is I mentioned playing holiday events earlier,
uh-huh,
and I live in a little town called Tip City, TIPP City,
uh-huh,
and I would I play these gigs where like people are touring different houses to look at lights and decorations and stuff, and I'll basically be on the sidewalk or a porch or something playing Christmas songs for like 2 hours
right,
in the cold, and I found myself playing Silver Bells and replacing the city with Tip City,
uh-huh,
and it would always kind of get a chuckle. And
yeah,
I ended up just kind of loving playing that song. I
uh-huh,
didn't sing Tip City on the recording, but that kind of grew this and fueled this love for this song.
right. I understand that. Silver Bells always has I know we just played Let It Snow, but Silver Bells always kind of has a nostalgic vibe to me because I remember one time, I don't even remember when it was. It had to be like I was just a teenager. I don't know if I was in high school or just out of high school, somewhere in there. So it was mid 90s somewhere. And it was Christmas time, and my dad said something about how Silver Bells was his favorite song, which is, which is fine. But that's the only thing is I've never heard my dad mention anything about music ever before. You know, he was
Wow.
a broadcast engineer for a TV station, and so like that kind
Hmm.
of thing was just never seemed to be any kind of interest to him. And for him to like state that he had a favorite song was kind of shocking. It's like, what,
Yeah,
you
sure.
paid attention enough to music to realize which one you like and which one you don't. So, but
I love that.
yeah, I'm not sure if it's still his favorite song. I don't think he's talked about music ever since, but for
Right, right.
but
Silver Bells, he loves it.
yeah, yeah,
Hopefully.
but
Still.
but back to Let Us Know. I just love that vibe. That vibe just kind of carries through the whole song, and it just has that
Hmm.
real. It's like it's a refreshing take, but still with the familiar sounds, and
Cool.
that's really the cool thing, and kind of the difficult thing sometimes to do with Christmas music is you want to put your spin on it,
Right.
but then you want to give this uh, honor to the original versions and the ones that came before, and so it was really well done, and
Great.
you did
Thank you.
well on these,
Man,
but
I'm glad. I'm glad
yeah,
you think so.
oh yeah, yeah, I think so, and um, besides your covers, you have a couple original tracks on here. You have one called "Dreaming," and then the title track, "I
Yeah.
Love Spending Christmas with You." So when you sit down to write original Christmas music, what was
Hmm.
kind of your process for that?
Well, for Dreaming, we were making the arrangement for White Christmas, and it just felt like we needed some kind of outro to White Christmas. And it wasn't really the plan to even make it, the second to last song. But we were kind of jamming on the White Christmas arrangement and chords and trying to figure out how we could add to it. Not changing White Christmas at all, but just kind of how could we add to this and kind of make this jam instrumental sing along type of big chorus thing that we were
Right.
searching for. That's kind of what we were looking for. And yeah, we just kind of jammed on like a couple chords and tried to come up with kind of an anthem feel.
Uh-huh.
So that's where that one that's where that one came from.
Right.
And then I Love Spending Christmas with You was more sitting down and trying to be disciplined about writing a Christmas
Yeah.
song, and writing all the ideas out and kind of sifting through
Yeah.
what I felt was personal to me, but also relatable. And I would put on like either a Yule log
Uh-huh.
or just like Christmas jazz music on
Right.
YouTube, and without any words, just I just try to put myself in Christmas mode,
Yeah.
And getting in Christmas sweaters to write
Yeah.
and just kind of simulating that time of year really helped me.
Yeah.
And then, just trying to sit down and be disciplined and like, okay, I love Christmas and I want to keep going with this song
Yeah.
because, the warm weather can deter me from writing about the winter time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I stuck it through this time.
Well,
So
I tell you what, man, I really fell in love with "I Love Spending Christmas with You." The imagery of that song it's like
cool.
instant. It's like instant Christmas in the story it tells, and I just really liked it. It's a song I think's got some legs, as far as
Great.
I could see, uh, you know, it being covered. I could see it being, used in like movies and stuff like that because of the
Cool.
imagery that you put. I really, really liked the
That's great.
songwriting of this one. Lyrically, I really loved
Awesome.
it. I really kind of got a
Yeah.
Dave. I don't know if you know Dave Barnes or not. I kind of really got a Dave
Okay.
Barnes vibe
Yeah.
from it.
Cool.
It's like, man, I could see Dave Barnes picking this song up and like doing it.
That would be
kind of-
awesome.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big Dave Barnes
Yeah, I
fan.
guess
He's really cool.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Well,
great. I really wanted to kind of capture the feeling of Christmas,
Yeah,
but then also, have the story elements in there as well, like you
Yeah.
said. But then just making the point of like, it doesn't really matter what we do.
yeah,
It could be a new tradition or an old tradition,
yeah,
or it could be driving around looking at lights,
yeah,
or it could just be sitting on the couch.
yeah.
I
Absolutely.
love spending Christmas with you is the idea.
Uh-huh.
So it's not really about what we do. It's more about who we spend it with, right?
Right.
That we get to spend it together. So that's kind of the whole feeling of the song,
Yeah.
the sentiment of the song. So
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
glad you love the writing, man.
I did. Let's give
It took a long
everybody.
time.
Yeah, I imagine so. Let's give everybody just a little bit of listen of "I Love Spending Christmas with You."
Holiday reruns on the screen. We could take a drive on Christmas Eve, just to be with one another, taking the city glow at night.
Man, I love that. I love that melody. When I first heard that
Cool.
line, first time I listened through it, where it's watching the reruns on TV, it's like, man,
Yeah.
that's perfect. That's just the perfect line. I'm surprised it's a line that hasn't been used before yet in Christmas music. And,
Yeah.
I just was
Yeah.
like, yes, because that's what it's like one of the big things about Christmas time is watching all the
Right.
shows you've seen 1,000 times.
Exactly. Yeah.
But,
Yeah. That made it on the list. I was kind of
Yeah.
making a list of what do I do during Christmas time, and
right.
watching those movies over and over again is what you
Right.
do.
Yeah.
So it had to go in there, right?
Yeah, it did, and
Cool.
I just that melody line through there, explaining about the drive, and it goes through the whole song. It just really got me, and it was like instant Christmas feels
Cool.
listening to
Yeah.
that song, and I just, like I said, I just love the story that it told, and the message in it was really great. And you really have to be proud of the whole album, but that song really, be proud of that because it's your ideas and put down. So well done, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
So, well, this album is available wherever you love to stream music. A couple of these songs, "I Love Spending Christmas with You," and one other, I'm kind of tossing it up between the "Let It Snow" and the "Silver Bells," will be on our Christmas spotlight for playlist for 2021.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this when it drops, the album came out this past Friday, so those songs have already been up there. I put them on Friday morning. So as I woke up, I grabbed them and put them on there. So
Awesome, man.
so-
So
Well,
thankful.
Cory, before I let you go, just do you have any special Christmas memory or tradition your family does that you feel may be unique?
Let's see. It's in the single. I talk about driving around on Christmas Eve. That's been a big tradition for my family. Just growing up, we always would look at lights. We'd go to like a candlelight service and then drive around the neighborhood and try to see all the big houses. And my hometown has a really cool Christmas light competition
Uh-huh.
And so we would always look at the winners and the top places of those on Christmas Eve night. So I think that's up there. And now my wife and I continue that tradition.
Oh, nice.
We have little baby, and we
Yeah.
like to drive around on
Oh,
Christmas Eve. So that one's a big tradition that
yeah.
I love to continue.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. There's something about being outside on Christmas Eve night that just something about
Yeah,
it. I don't know what it is.
for sure.
It's different. It's like the
Yeah,
nighttime is different on Christmas Eve night. It's like the air is different.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then also, my wife and I would say it's kind of a unique tradition. My wife and I, we're not very good at waiting until Christmas Day for giving gifts.
Yeah.
And so everyone makes fun of us. I think we've given all of our gifts before December even hits. So that one seems to stick out because a lot of people are like, what the heck? You guys got to wait. At least
Right.
wait till Christmas Eve, or leave one gift or something. We just get so excited
Yeah.
that to give each other gifts that it happens before Christmas Day.
That's all right. That's
Yeah.
okay. But man, I really appreciate you. One more thing before I let you go. I just want to let you know that last year I started a tradition here at Christmas Clatter called the Silver Bell Music Awards. It's honoring excellence in Christmas music, and I just want to let you know that I Love Spending Christmas with You has been nominated for Best Original Song. So
What?
yeah. So
Serious?
yeah, the winners will be announced in mid-December, and I will be in contact with you to let you know when that is. So
That is amazing news.
yeah,
Thank you so much.
no problem. It's my pleasure to be able to nominate you and put you on the list with the other amazing original Christmas songs from the year on there. And
Wow, that's
yeah.
amazing.
Let everybody know where they can find you at on your social medias.
Yes, I have a website, CoryBrethOfficial.com. And then I also, I'm on Instagram and Facebook. My name is Cory Breth, CoryBreth. And that's where you can find me. And then I'm also on all the platforms, like you said, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, and just type my name in.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody go and check out Cory's music. All his links will be in the show notes description, so you'll just be a tap away from him. And follow him on Spotify and wherever you listen to streaming music act. Make sure you leave him that 5-star rating. It really helps to his music to be spread out to other people as well. And Cory, if I don't talk to you between here and there, you have a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, sir.
Christmas Clatter is a production of Very Merry Media. And as always, keep Christmas hope alive every day.